by email or just in general due to the supply chain issues. Hey everybody, Murph here for MurphTalks. I want to introduce you folks to what I am calling the Cyberpower PC Saga. I ordered a Cyberpower PC back in January when the prices were pretty high for GPUs and computer parts in general due to the supply chain issues and shortages. So I PC part picked. I thought I was going to build a PC. Then I found Cyberpower's website. I did a comparison, and at that time it would have cost me about $800 more to build it myself. That's if I could source the GPU that I needed or something that was just right around would work for me. So I decided to go with the Cyberpower PC. I ordered it and got it shipped to me. It's a custom build, and they shipped it to me. I believe it arrived either February 6th or February 8th. I can't quite remember, and I couldn't find the actual shipping label. So anyways, I was happy with it when it got here. It's a beautiful computer. I have a Lian Lai 011 glass case. It's very pretty. It has a AMD 5900X, X570 gigabyte Aorus Elite Wi-Fi motherboard, 32 gigs of G.Skill 3200 CL16 RAM, a 1 terabyte 980 NVMe drive, a 2 terabyte Samsung hard drive SSD, Intermax 850 gold power supply, as a AIO cooler from Cooler Master, and I got 10 fans in the case and a RTX Asus brand 3070. So I was very happy. It's very pretty. I enjoyed it. I immediately started having problems, and the problem that I was having was a kernel power error, number 4163. And that is a difficult error to diagnose. Basically, if you look in your event viewer, that is a unexpected or random shutdown. That's what the event viewer records afterwards when you get the PC rebooted. So I started having this trouble. Did it once or twice. I thought, I'm not sure what's going on here. But then it wouldn't do it for 3 or 4 days or maybe a week. Unfortunately, it started to get worse, and I contacted tech support and talked to a nice fellow named Victor. Now, I'm going to show you on 2 short videos what my PC was doing. The first video is going to be playing a game. The game is Civilization 6, and it'll show the random shutdown. The second video is just when I'm surfing YouTube and a random shutdown as well. They're short, I think a minute or 2 each video. So go ahead and watch those, and you'll have an idea of what the error is. Okay, we have shut off. Okay, the fans have stopped, the computer is off. However, the LEDs are still lit in the fan and in the pump, and the power button is still illuminated. Sometimes it'll start itself back up here. We're going to give it a couple seconds and see. It's not looking likely. See what happens here. Okay, so I press the power button. That starts the fans. And there we go. Just looking at a little YouTube there. Oh, this time it's going to restart. Unlike last time where it needed some prompting from the power button. So there we go. So, a couple instances today. Okay, so now that you saw those two videos, perhaps some of you out there have had the same issue with your computer. If you have, you know it's a little bit difficult to diagnose. So, I wanted to go into what we have done. So, I emailed for tech support and got a nice fellow named Victor. And Victor and I went about 3 or 4 weeks of trying to diagnose and maybe fix this problem here so I didn't have to send it in. We checked the power supply. I made sure everything was plugged in good, which seems silly. AIO was tight. Everything's okay. We didn't have a heat problem. GPU is good. Even the power switch, plugging into different outlets in the house. Just every troubleshooting we could think of to, number one, duplicate the problem regularly so it wasn't so random, but also try and rule a lot of things out. And after that amount of time and effort, we just decided to RMA it. They sent me a number and a shipping label because I paid the extra money for the premium warranty. Well worth it. Send it in. It's gone about 4 weeks and I get it back and unbox it. And here we are. And I plug it in and turn it on and we have the exact same problem. Look at the invoice. They replaced the power supply and sent it back to me. Immediately emailed Cyberpower for an RMA again. Got Adrian this time, very nice guy. Explained what the problem was. He wanted to start over with troubleshooting. I said, no. Victor and I have been through this for about 4 weeks. Can you just send me an RMA and a shipping label and we'll ship it back? He looked at the tech, or talked to the techs or read the report or something, and they were unable to duplicate the issue. And I thought, well, that's interesting. If they were unable to duplicate my issue, why'd they replace the power supply? So you never know if the techs are miscommunicating or there's miscommunication somewhere. So anyways, I look at the event viewer, useful tool, and I saw that it did have an instance while it was in their possession. I'm assuming that's why they replaced the PSU, sent it back to me. So anyways, I said, no, we just need an RMA. So I RMA, get a shipping label, pack it up. In its original box, came like this. The original Lian Lai box for the case with the computer in it, that was inside a larger square Cyberpower PC box with air cushioning support all around it. Very well packaged. Put that in the car, take it down to UPS, send it off again. So it's gone about 4 weeks again, and here it comes back, and I think, well, hopefully this time we're taken care of. So, unbox it, get it out, play with it a little bit, and wouldn't you know it, I look at the invoice, they replaced the power supply again. Now I could see one bad power supply, but 2 bad power supplies, that's a little rough because you'd pretty much have to get a whole lot of bad power supplies. Not that that never happens, but it's statistically improbable. Plus, I had purchased the exact same power supply, and that was part of our troubleshooting where I'd replace the supply and the cables, plugging them directly in without extensions or anything, just to rule all that kind of stuff out, and never helped the problem. So I get it out. Well, when it came back this time, it came in a big square box, but inside of that was my computer wrapped in a CyberPower bag, suspended in VisQueen with cardboard surrounds. So it made a square on top and bottom. You sit your PC in there, it smushes it down. It's suspension, I understand, but it wasn't my original boxing, which was much, much nicer than what they sent me. So I was not happy about that. Get the PC out, put it on my desk over here, get started with it, and guess what? Same thing again, same power error. Kernel power 4163. Again and again, over and over, and it's worse this time. It just keeps coming back. I've checked it over 100 times because, you know, it's been shipped now a bunch, so I figured things get loose. I went over that thing with a fine-tooth comb, and everything was plugged in, everything was tight, it was in perfect shape. So we have to have a bad component at this point, and the next step I would think would be the GPU after you place the PSU once, but we went for twice, so hey. But now I have the same problem again. Now I'm not happy because I'm gonna have to send it back again. It's been here maybe a week and 3 days. It's unusable. I can't play any games on it. I can't record anything for the channel. I can't do anything on it. I can't do video editing. I can't even save anything on it because it's going to shut down on me. I'm scared every time I do a Windows update that it's going to brick itself because it shuts off in the middle of an update. You can't have that. So, emailed, NAM responded to me, and we set it up for another RMA with another shipping label. Now, I was told at the UPS store that this would roughly cost $125 to $150, maybe a little more on my end to ship it every time from here in Ohio. So, being that we're going to ship it the third time, that's about $450 that I didn't have to pay for that $29 or $39 premium warranty. I highly recommend that. So, anyways, the computer was doing the same thing, and I was going to put a little video in this area to show you all the instances in the event viewer, but you don't need to see that. It was almost 100 of the same critical error, kernel power error. Oh, wait a minute. So anyways, and I was going to show you another video with it shutting down, but you've seen 2 of those already. Probably don't want to see another one, I'm guessing. So we're not going to get into that. So I'm going to go straight into what I've done this time. So I got the shipping label, and I got the RMA number, and I took it down Tuesday and dropped it off at the UPS store. The nice folks there have seen me now 3 times with the same box going the same place, and I think they're starting to feel sorry for me a little bit, but they're very nice down there. Great folks down at the UPS store and in the little shops down here. So anyways, so this time I a little frustrated and a little upset and trying to figure out best course of action here. So I did a little research online with Consumer Protection Acts, some household and domestic good products, regulations, and a few other things that I found from the Consumer Protection Bureau. Did a little research, and I decided I was going to write a letter to Cyberpower, and I'm talking about a real letter that goes through the mail, not email. Those are too easy to delete. I'm talking about a real letter sent registered mail to the president and the CEO of Cyberpower PC. So I crafted a letter, had my wife read it, of course, because English in college was not my forte, and I tend to be a little heavy-handed sometimes, so it's always good to have your work proofread before you're going to send it to some people who might be able to help you with what you need or what your problem is, frankly. Or maybe they just don't understand what's going on. You know, as you get more employees, sometimes at a business, it's hard to keep everything together. I understand that. So, anyways, I wrote a letter to both of those folks, but here's what I did. I sent it registered mail, signature required. And the reason I did that is because if something would happen down the road where I need to take maybe legal action, which I don't think that's going to happen, but I always like to mind my P's and Q's, dot my I's and cross my T's and get everything set up right. So sent a registered letter to both of these guys, and that was on a Wednesday, and the letters would get there probably Friday or Saturday before the PC. It takes about 5 to 6 days ground from here in Ohio to get the PC to Cyberpower. So off it went. I write a letter. In this letter, I told these folks that the PC is already on its way back, and I provided every invoice number, every RMA number, my customer number. They have all the information that they need to find me, figure out what's going on, the emails, they have all that information. So I wait, and the letters got there on a Saturday. They were signed for, and so it was the weekend, and Sunday the next day, and then Monday, and I didn't hear anything, and I thought maybe I'd get a phone call or an email or something, just acknowledging that they got my letters. And Tuesday evening, I was sitting here with my wife eating a little dinner. The phone rings. It's an 800 number I didn't recognize. I did not answer it. Plus, I was eating dinner. Get a voicemail. I said, okay, let me see what this is. So on the voicemail was a nice gentleman named Caesar from Cyberpower PC who wanted to talk to me, and he said he would call back in about 10 minutes in case I was busy and couldn't answer the phone, or for me to call him and just ask for Caesar. I said, okay. So we finished up dinner and he calls back. So basically, the letters to those folks got a little bit of motivation, and I got Caesar, who is someone who either makes decision or is in charge of maybe RMAs or customer service. He's a man that can get things done. So we had a nice conversation for about 30 minutes about my problems and what I had done and how we had diagnosed it and what the problems were. And this is the third time it's going to come back to you, and I spent just shy of $3,000 on this machine because it was expensive at that time, and to build it would have cost me $800 more, so if I could even do it. So I explained to Caesar that I just was really upset and disappointed, but I also explained to him that every person I had spoken with or emailed with was very courteous, very nice, really tried to help me out. They understood my problem. I tried not to be frustrated in my emails, but sometimes that comes out, and they were nothing but professional. Victor, Adrian, Nam, give those folks a raise. They need it, I am sure. So anyways, after getting off the phone with Caesar, basically I learned that they are basically going to rebuild my entire computer inside. New motherboard, new GPU, probably new CPU, RAM, of course not a new case, and my fans and the hard drives don't need to be replaced. Those aren't a problem. But everything else is going to be brand new in there, which I hope will solve the problem. Because of the randomness of this issue, that may be the only way to fix it. I also thought that, and my father, who's an engineer, said that, well, maybe you get a whole new set of problems. And I said, well, that's definitely a probability, but statistically that is not probable. So I like to think that hopefully this time we are going to get everything sorted out. It's been a little bit of a road, and now we're into August, and I would really like this thing to work so I can get to work on making some videos and doing some things that I wanted to do, which is why I bought this PC in the first place, to do a specific job for me. I'm a little bit of a gamer, but not the kind of shoot 'em up games you folks will see once I get the channel going here. But anyways, that is what I have so far. The PC is out in California. It's going to be totally rebuilt according to Caesar. I can't wait for it to get back. He said it was coming back either 1 or 2 day air. That's pretty awesome. At least I'll get it back in my hands and get to test it out. I now have his number to call if I have any further problems. Like I said, I think he's someone in maybe management that can really get things done or handled for me. That's the reason I wrote the letters. Sometimes you have to go a little bit further with what you need to do to get the results that you need to do. Now, this could have gone the other way too, but it's turned out pretty good. Most companies really want as much goodwill and customer service as they can get out there. It's not that I'm not recommending Cyberpower PC. I just want to let you folks know that this is my experience with Cyberpower PC. I have 2. The other one has been nothing but it works as advertised. Mine, on the other hand, we've had a little issue with, but I want to tell you the customer service has been very good. It takes a little time to send it back and forth. You're not their only customer. They will get to it when they can. It's been pretty quick, but like I say, Ohio to California, California back, probably 5 to 6 days each way. It's been about 14 days, 10 to 14 days there, which could be 10 to 21 according to the website. So they've got it done under the maximum, which is okay. I just want it to come back and work as advertised so I can get on with what I was trying to do with it. So that's my experience. When it comes back, I'm going to add another video here and see where we're at. So everybody stay tuned, hit the like and subscribe, that way you know, and you can see this. If you're thinking about buying a Cyberpower PC, don't not buy a Cyberpower PC or one of the others. I got a custom. I'm not a pre-built guy. I believe in my own components. That's kind of why I use them. I could get the things that I needed to do the job, but weren't excessive, for a decent price at that time. So, folks, that's all I have for today. We'll see what happens. I'll update it as soon as I can. Murph out.